Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to a hypnosis session for a client that wasn't sure if they wanted to have another child. Part of that was down to the age that they were, and also complications and situations that had occurred on the previous pregnancies with their earlier children. And this led to a part of them that really wanted to have another child and another part that was worried about what that future might be like. And these are both rational desires. You know, lots of women want to have another child, and lots of women are worried about pregnancy. I've worked with many people with tokophobia, which is a fear of pregnancy or fear of childbirth, and all different complications. Some people worry about being a good mother and lots of different things. In this particular situation, it was more the health ramifications of potentially having another child. So what you're going to hear in this hypnosis session is test driving different futures, a future where she tries for another child, but also doesn't. Not like a law of attraction thing where you're manifesting a future, because there is an element of certain things that you can't fully control. What she could control is whether or not she tries. And that's the two different futures with a variation, a future where she tries to have a child and then doesn't, and then a future where she tries and then she does. So 3 different doors representing 3 different futures. And this is designed to get clarity on what she really wants. She was in a state of what I call analysis paralysis, kind of going back to and fro and not really deciding either way. So if you're listening to this, it's probably because you are also having anxieties or fears or maybe desires about children, and you're not sure what's right for you. This session may help, but equally feel free to click the free consultation call in the show notes, which will enable you to have a chat with me directly, and I might be able to do something a bit more bespoke for you. For now, though, find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow your eyelids to close. And as they close, just get a sense that you're able to give more of your focus and attention to the sound of my words. As you continue to breathe in and breathe out, I want you to become aware of any tension around your eyes, eyebrows, forehead. Breathing in and breathing out. And I want you to get a sense that there's a deep desire to let go of tension. And interestingly, tension is held in different places on different people. Some people keep the tension around the temple, around the forehead, in the jaw. That can lead to migraines and a desire to grind teeth. Others keep the tension in the neck and the shoulders, or they tense muscles in their arms or their legs, even when they don't need to. And as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of relaxation, I want you to become increasingly aware of where tension is kept in your body. I want you to use the power of your imagination to remember a beautiful beach. Maybe a beach in a village in India. And I want you to use that power of your imagination to imagine that you're back there on that beach. I want you to imagine it's a private beach. No one else there, just you. See the color of the sky. Maybe see some palm trees. All sand has a unique color. Some sand is whiter, some is more of a golden brown color. And I want you to notice the shade of color of this beach, the sand. Some sand is very fine, almost like talcum powder. And others are more like granulated, like tiny stones. As you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to imagine walking barefoot on this beach, giving you a sense of feeling grounded, connected between you and the land as you hear the gentle breaking of the waves. I want you to get a sense that here in this place you feel far away from any problems, any stresses, any worries. And I want you to find a place on that beach where you can imagine sitting down and just looking out at the ocean, seeing where the sky meets the sea. As you continue to breathe in that resourceful feeling of relaxation, and as you exhale, just allow more of that tension, any worries, any stress, just feel like it's melting away. You've seen an ice cube start to melt under the sun, perhaps an ice cream. Here in this place, I want you to feel that your tension and worries are melting away. Simply by breathing in and breathing out, you can feel so deeply relaxed. I want you to imagine how your body feels when you're in water, like the sea or a pool. It doesn't require any tension to keep your body up. It's supported by the weight of the water. And I want you to imagine here on this beach that you're releasing any and all tension in your body. In fact, I'm going to count down from 10 to 1. And with each descending number, you will feel 10% deeper and deeper relaxed as you release the tension in different parts of your body. Looking out at the sea. 10. Eyelids feeling heavier, releasing any tension. Eyebrows around the eyes just feel like it's melting away. 9. Now focusing on your forehead. Thinking of those muscles that occasionally you use when you have expressions like surprise or concern. Breathe in that resourceful feeling of relaxation and then exhale and just feel that tension move away from your head. And that's it. 8, into your jaw. Just feel that any tension in your jaw is just melting away now. And then 7, going into your neck and your shoulders. The bank account of stress for many people. Feel that tension melt away like ice cubes in the sun. And then 6, feel that relaxation going down all the way your arms, down into your fingers. Arms feeling limp, loose, heavy. That's it. That's it, 6. And then 5, as you breathe in, just imagine your internal organs start to relax. Your lungs relax, enabling you to breathe deeper in and deeper out. Stomach relaxes, heart relaxes. That's it, 5. Then 4. Feel like your gut is letting go of any anxiety or tension. The gut tends to be where anxiety has a sensation, sometimes a twisting, moving sensation. Just feel like you're letting that tension go. And then 3, going down into your legs feeling limp, loose, heavy, into your calf muscles all the way 2, and then 1 into your toes. And I want you to imagine what it would be like to feel so relaxed. You imagine having a nap there on that beach, under the sun, drifting off into a strange dream. And in that dream, I want you to imagine you're on the same beach, seeing the conscious part of you fast asleep. Lift up your hand, feel the limpness, the looseness of your hand, your arm. Let it drop back down by the side of your body, and allow your unconscious mind to walk down the beach, where you can see 3 doors. These doors are not attached to buildings. There's 3 doors on a beach with no one else around. Each door is a doorway into a different future. I want you to imagine these doors as being test drives, ways to imagine different futures, to see which future resonates and creates a feeling of desire. But I want you to imagine, in each case, any inner dialogue of fear or anxiety is not welcome through these doors. The purpose here is not to witness a reality, but to experience a possibility. The first door represents a door of not attempting to have any more children, either because you decide you don't want to, or because time just goes on and you don't decide that you do. A useful way of thinking about choice is not making a choice, is still making a choice. Either you choose to have a child, and anything else not to choose to have a child is choosing not to have a child. And this first door represents choosing not to have a child. Either by a decision or inaction, it's still the same door. And I want you to imagine walking through that door and observing you like you're someone else. Observing your life over the next few weeks and months. And I want you to see a future where you've chosen not to have a child, and that this is a good choice for you. When one door opens, another door closes. When one door closes, another door opens. You know the time commitment involved in raising a child. In this future where you choose not to have a child, I want you to see a version of you with more time, more attention to give to the people that you love the most. In this future, you've reconciled and accepted a future with no more children, And I want you to see in this door, you making the very best of that choice. No regrets, no hesitations, making a decision and making the best of that decision. And I want you to imagine going forward 10 years in the future. See yourself 10 years older. See yourself with your children as they would be at that age. And see yourself content and happy. And if you can see that future, and it feels like you would be happy with that future, let me know by nodding your head. I want you to imagine going back through the door, so you're back on the beach and there are 2 other doors. In life, in society, there is the idea of a zero-sum game. The concept of a zero-sum game is that in order for someone to win, someone else has to lose. In order for one choice to be good, another choice has to be bad. But I want you to accept a different way of thinking. And that is that all 3 doors can be desirable futures. The key choice is whether you choose to try to have another child or not. And I want you to imagine the first door is you choosing not to have a child, and these 2 doors are choosing, with no guarantee that a child will be born. But it's a future where you make that choice. I want you to imagine walking through the second door, and I want you to see yourself without any worry or stress trying for a baby. And perhaps you're trying for weeks or months. But in this doorway, you're observing a future where even though you try, it doesn't result in another child. You might see disappointment, sadness, but I also want you to see acceptance. That if this wasn't meant to be, even though you tried, then you accept that. Acceptance enables growth, and it frees up resources. And I want you to see in this future you being the best mother you can be to your existing children. If you weren't meant to have another child, see yourself with even more gratitude for the children you have, even more time, attention. See yourself being the best mother to the children that you have. And accept that just because you make a choice, it doesn't guarantee the outcome. But in this future, you tried. It just didn't result in another child. I want you to imagine walking back through the door and then seeing the third door. Walking through the third door, and the third door is also you trying for another baby. And I want you to see you're eating good food, sleeping well, see yourself calm and relaxed. No pressure, no stress. In this door, you've decided you will do your bit. And if it's meant to be that you have another child, then you accept it. And if it isn't, you also accept that. Taking all the pressure off yourself. See yourself in control of what you're in control of and accepting everything else. But in this future, I want you to observe that you do fall pregnant. And I want you to notice that in this future, you control what you can control in the pregnancy. your diet, your routines, the preparation, getting enough rest and sleep. But I want you to notice in this future, you're not worrying about those things you're not in control of. You will do what you do. And notice that if you evaluate that you can't influence an outcome, see that you're not thinking about it anymore. And then see that in this future, it results in a labor that turns into a baby, and see yourself holding that baby. A healthy, happy baby. And I want you to entertain the idea that all three doors are just types, three categories of infinite possibilities. They say that your decisions create your destiny. The only decision you can make is whether you choose to try for another child or not. And the healthy choices that you make to support whatever choice and decision you make. And I want you to see what feels like it would be a desirable choice to make. And I want your unconscious to guide you, perhaps immediately or perhaps over the next day or week. Your intuition will let you know. Isn't it the case that some of the biggest decisions in your life, you just knew, you felt it? I want you to give permission to your unconscious mind to guide you to what feels right. Accepting that you can't guarantee a specific outcome. You can simply make choices that increase or decrease the probabilities of a future that is desirable to you. Allow your unconscious mind to guide you. And then leave these doors with a greater sense of possibilities, options, choices. But you are the captain of your ship. You are the architect of your destiny. And this is a decision only you can make. I want you to return to that version of you lying there on a beach in a deep, relaxing sleep. Climb into that body with a greater sense of clarity, feeling more relaxed, and feeling that if you do try for a baby, you will do it where you enjoy the process. Why stress if stress doesn't help? Why worry unless worry actually helps reduce risk? I want you to imagine that you're drifting all the way back from that beach in Goa to the present as you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, get a sense that all parts of you back in the present listening to my voice as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.